We've said it. We've said it, and we heard other people say it. I'm not apologizing to that person. Do you know what they did to me? Let's talk about amends and karma. Amends and karma. You might still say this. I don't wish anything bad on anyone else. That's bad karma. But you might still say this, or hear people say it, or both. Karma's a bitch. And you're referring to someone that hurt, frustrated, disappointed, or annoyed you, and you're hoping something bad happens to them. And if it does, or when it does, you celebrate it. How did that whole mess start anyway? Let's look at a couple scenarios. You did something to them, so they did something back to you. They did something to you, so you did something back. Did you ever think you took it the wrong way? Maybe you're saying, oh, Johan, I know, brother. I was right to retaliate. So you do something, they do something, then you do something back, then they do something back. And you do something back, and they do something back. And maybe you haven't talked to that person since. Or maybe you do. Maybe you cleared the air, so to speak. By sending them a Christmas card or a gift. Never brought up the bad experiences. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. Why do we make amends? Oh, let's first talk about this. What is karma? What do you think karma is? I'm not talking about the karma definition that is popular here in the West. I'm talking about what is karma based on teachings from the East. Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism. It's consequences of our actions. Good or bad consequences of our actions. Guess what? When you say karma's a bitch and you're wishing something bad to happen to somebody else, that's bad karma for you. And it's even worse when it happens to them and you celebrate it. My guru says karma is memories. The past isn't here, the future isn't here, neither of them exist. So why do we make amends? I've learned about amends in the 12-step program a few decades ago. Steps 8 and 9. Without getting into those steps, I just say, you've heard me say it, I talk about clearing away the wreckage of the past. Why would we want to do that? Why would we want to make an apology to someone for any reason, especially if they did something to me? Doesn't matter if they did it first or they did it after you did something to them. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I could tell you from my experience, a good reason to make amends. It's about balance. 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 Emotional balance. Physical balance. Spiritual balance. Well, could you give us a little bit more information, Johan, about amends? Okay, we get the balance thing. Well, not really. Sort of. What I learned in step 10 in that program, and before I explain this, I've said it many times, take that course. Read those 10 steps, 12 steps. Read those 12 steps. We're talking about step 10 now, but read those 12 steps. I say, take the book from Alcoholics Anonymous that's titled 12 Steps and 12 Traditions that explains each step in detail, and read it. You think I forgot what I was talking about, didn't you? Balance. What's important about balance? Here's what I learned from studying neuroscience. You probably know this anyway. Every experience we've ever had is filed in the subconscious. Every experience we've ever had is filed in the subconscious. Some people just call it the conscious. You ever hear somebody say, he don't have a conscience? You ever hear somebody say, is your conscience bothering you? When you have had bad experiences with someone, or a lot of people, you carry that from one day to the next. You might not be thinking of it consciously, like you're aware of it every day, but it's there. Every memory. My first sponsor used to say this: it's not what we eat that kills us, it's what's eating us. You're only as sick as your deepest, darkest secrets. And when you have these resentments, these unresolved issues with people, they may have been more than words. It may have been a yelling, screaming match. It could have been physical entanglement. You just fought. You went by at 3 o'clock in the morning and threw a rock at their window in the house and busted it. You flattened their tires. You started a gossip about them. To make yourself look good. And that goes beyond what the original experience was. That's logged up here. So now you added more data to the file. And you're carrying it from day to day. And when that happens, in step 10, in that 12 and 12, it calls it an emotional hangover. Plus, and I'm not going to get into psychology and psychiatry, it'll make you sick. It'll make you sick, emotionally and physically. You'll be out of balance. Were you ever in a car and something was wobbling? And somebody said you need the tires balanced and you got them balanced and it didn't do it anymore? It's not always the front end. It's dirt. Dirt stuck in between the treads. Mud that dried behind the tire. It's dirt causing your tires to be out of balance. So when you take it there to the shop, you come back. What do I owe you? Oh, nothing. It was just mud that dried and the tires were out of balance. Sometimes there's other things that cause a vehicle tires to go out of balance. Improper alignment. They wear out. Maybe it's been shaking for a long time and you're just like, oh, I don't want to focus on that and turn the music up, right? Out of balance. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So when you set right past wrongs, you're bringing balance back into your life, or more balance, depending on your situation, your character, your personality. And here's another thing. Making those amends. You're bringing balance to the other person's life. So you're creating balance in your life, and you're creating balance in their life. That's good karma. Don't go out and start making amends and apologies now. Make a list. Well, read step 8 in that 12 and 12 book. Made a list of persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Make a list. Maybe you get counsel from your rabbi, priest, minister, or your therapist, or your sponsor. Before you make an amends and apology to someone, go to them and discuss it. It's a bad idea to go to make an apology and amends to somebody that's still pissed off at you. Or that's really, really, really angry with you. And they haven't forgiven you. You don't want to start more trouble. Well, Johan, you said I get balance from making an apology and amend, and that creates balance for them. Now you're saying don't do it if there's that situation. Well, I'm going to tell you how to collect what I call karma coins. Maybe the person's still angry with you. Check, no. Maybe the person's dead. Check, no, or can't. I'm a little over 20 years clean, sober, and spiritual. I'll tell you what I do still to this day. I call it karma coins, but it's creating balance in my life. It also creates balance for other people. Johan, stop with the suspense. Tell us now. What do? You ever go into Walmart and at the front doors before you walk in, there's Girl Scouts there selling cookies? Boy Scouts selling cookies? Little League selling cookies? Soccer teams selling cookies? Put money in the can. You're going out of your way. When you see them, you're not just walking by them. You're going out of your way now that if you want to try it or do it, you'll go out of your way now. You will go out of your way instead of walking by the store. Oh, I'll get you on the way out. Then you go out the other doors, right? That's creating balance in your life. Collecting karma coins from those experiences you can't, for those reasons I mentioned, go to those people face to face. This is a way to collect balance. And these organizations, and most of them are honest, I believe they're honest, you're creating balance for them. That's good karma. You know what the Buddhist teachings say about making amends? Making amends is the highest form of generosity. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully.